Caitlin Clark has been ruled out for tomorrow night's game or tonight's game as I'm recording. It's actually after midnight. So tonight's game against the Las Vegas Aces at home. The Fever are starting a 5-game home stretch. Thankfully, they will be at home so that they don't have to waste our Caitlin Clark's time and having her fly back and forth to road games that she doesn't need to go to. Yes, I will continue to stand on that wall. All the times you bring her to road games when she can't play is utterly foolish, and they continue to do it. So let's talk about this because this is an example of the WNBA and the Indiana Fever. I'm convinced at this point in a massive level of collusion here, where they keep people on the fence. And I know Ben Daniel talked about that a lot in his podcast. They keep people on the fence and they don't let you know, and they don't want the building to be empty. So they wait as long as humanly possible to tell the truth. Problem is, you have people flying from all over the world, driving hours to get to games that Caitlin Clark is playing in. And if she's not playing and they're on the way and you announce it while they're en route, it's pretty freaking bad, actually, for them because they didn't fly there to go watch the Indiana Fever. They went there to watch Caitlin Clark. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, her game, her way, women's basketball. We talk facts, our feelings. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate y'all continued support of the channel. Here's the reality. Caitlin Clark has a groin injury. Caitlin Clark had a quad injury. Caitlin Clark's quad injury in the preseason never healed. And instead of the Indiana Fever allowing it to heal, they made a massive mistake and they decided we're going to play Caitlin Clark and we're going to risk our cash cow. We can't lose money, right? We're going to risk our cash cow's health for the immediate rather than the actual season as a whole because you want to win a championship. You built this team to win a championship and you throw her back out there. Maybe she felt okay. She probably also lied to you and didn't tell you the truth about how she felt because she wanted to play because that's who she is. That's the competitor that she is. And she gets hurt again. She aggravates the quad injury. And then she's out for, again, 5 more games. She's out for 5 games. And they played that game there. They first said she's out for a minimum 2 weeks before she's reevaluated. And they kept her up for 1 more game after that. And now you bring her back. She's not healthy. There's no way she's healthy. A quad injury takes probably 3 to 4, maybe 5 weeks to heal. But no, they brought her back in 2.5. And all the time they're traveling her to different road games where she's not getting therapy, she's not getting treatment. And people who don't know, you can go Google it, go WebMD it, go talk to a doctor about it. Injuries and muscle strains and muscle issues and problems with injuries, when you fly, it doesn't help your situation. When you get, I mean, you can go look at guys who've been in boxing matches, MMA fights, people that have blown their knees out. They can't fly immediately. Like they'll go on a road game. Like you've seen it where players are stuck in a hospital. They can't immediately leave. It's not like you can actually have the injury tonight, have surgery tomorrow, and leave that day or the day after. They don't let you go. It's not good for to do that. Any person you let them have an injury, like an orbital injury, you can't fly. The pressure will fucking potentially pop your eye out. It's bad. She doesn't have that situation, but she has a muscle issue, a strain, or a strain, partial tear, whatever the hell you want to call it. And that's what she had in the quad. And they kept flying her around, and she's jumping up and down, and she's doing these stupid half-court things, and she's shooting jump shots. Take the ball out of her goddamn hands. Like, you don't let her do any of these things. Like, this is not complicated. She sits her butt down on a bicycle, whatever, in therapy, not on the court. She don't even need to be at practice. NBA players who are hurt don't go to practice. They go to therapy. They go for treatment. And then you bring her back, and a few games later, what happens? She plays like trash for 3, and you can see she ain't right. You can see she's not getting lift. You can see she has no burst. I could see the lack of burst in the first game she came back in. I saw it that day. I saw in that first game, she didn't have burst that first game. Okay. So you see this, and now you see her play deteriorate to a level that you've never seen before. She has not been figured out. She just doesn't have the ability to do these things because she's hurt. And I know there are people that have this thought process, oh, this is all a conspiracy, and they're holding her out on purpose to not let her win an MVP, or she's scared, or there's all kinds of excuses being made by people that like her and people that don't like her. She's injured. She's been injured. It's that simple. So now her shooting percentage is in the toilet, 29.5% from three, 39% for the season. She still leads the WNBA in assists. She's still averaging over 18 a game. She's still the only player with 18, 8, and 5 this season right now. And so you have a player right here who was rushed back too soon and now once again is injured with a groin strain, groin pull. If you've had a groin pull, man, or groin strain, that things don't heal in a week. They don't heal in 3 days. They don't heal in 5 days. They don't heal overnight. They take at least a couple of weeks to heal. But the Indiana Fever, we're playing this game. She's day to day. She's game time decision. No, what the fuck she's not. You know she's not playing, but yet you got her traveling. I get it. They brought her to the game yesterday for the Commissioner's Cup, the championship, blase. Ooh. I know. You wanted to have her there. I get it. The other games, you didn't need to bring her to Dallas. Leave her ass in Indiana. You didn't need to bring her to Dallas. She should be sitting in a suite upstairs because she's way too active with referees from the bench not playing, which I think is just a problem in itself. But you keep lying about it. And you fuck with people. You're fucking with fans now who have plans based on Clark. They don't want to go watch the rest of this shit. They want to watch Caitlin Clark. You think that building was full for Minnesota on Monday? What's today? Today's Wednesday or Tuesday? I don't even remember. On Tuesday. You think that building was full yesterday for Minnesota? That building was full for Indiana for Caitlin Clark. That's who it was full for. And I get it. She's going there. She's signing autographs. That's really sweet of her. Bro, you know what? Your health is more important than the fans getting autographs. That's the truth. Your health is more important than them getting autographs. And so she's announced out today for tomorrow. So at least they did it a day early, but she's announced out again. Caitlin Clark should not see the court until after the All-Star break. You got her doing these silly things in practice, the half-court shooting silly crap. It's like this stuff. Y'all think this stuff is funny, and you think it's like, oh, it can't do anything. No, there's a reason. There's a reason that when you're injured, you get held out. Like you should not do anything. You don't know what can happen taking that step, shooting that 45, 50 footer, playing around. You don't know what could happen. You don't. And y'all, some people think it's funny. They think it's cute and they laugh. And they say, oh, it's no big deal. No, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. For someone that has a groin injury, it's absolutely a big deal. They have their next 5 games at home before traveling for 2 before the break. I would hold her out for the entire all 7. In fact, if I was her, I wouldn't even play in the All-Star game. I wouldn't even play in the All-Star game. Indiana Fever fans have seen you play. They'll see you again. It's largely going to be Indiana Fever fans in the building, so it's in Indiana. People are going to disagree with me. I get it. Fine. At the very least, she should not play tomorrow, tonight, which she's not, and she shouldn't play Saturday. At the very least, you hold her out till next Wednesday. Stephanie White did not sound so sure about the health of Caitlin Clark. They don't know. They don't know her health. What they know is that she can't play. What they've known is that she can't play. What they've known is that she would not be available for at least a couple of weeks. Because this is not something to screw with. You know what happens with a pulled groin? If it re-injures, it becomes a torn groin. You tear your groin, season's over. Keep saying this. These injuries are going to get worse and worse and worse. Groin strains, pulled muscles. They're the worst, man. You watch baseball players. They pull a rib muscle, a oblique or whatever. They can't play for 6 weeks because they swing a bat. Now you're talking about a player who's got to get in a crouch and defend somebody. Lateral movement is not there. Look at her defensively. She's criticized for her defense. Her defense is not this bad. She has plays where she's standing there like a statue and just does this. Doesn't even try because she can't. Like, you guys don't watch. I'm watching this stuff very, very clearly and very, very closely because that's how I watch games. I don't watch it for just purposes of scoring buckets and shit like that. Yeah, of course you want to see that. But if you're sitting here and you're in a defensive position, first of all, like this, you're like a statue. You're not in a crouch because this is a defensive position. You're crouched so you can move. Guess what? If you're like this, they make a move and you're doing this. You're not even trying to defend because she physically cannot do it. But no, just keep throwing her back out there. Keep throwing her back out there. Keep doing it. You're going to ruin your season. If she's healthy, this team can still win a championship. If she's not, they have no chance. Like, don't let that bullshit with Minnesota fool you. That would not happen again without Caitlin Clark. You'll be damned. I'll be damned if you think that freaking Minnesota's going to score 59 points again playing Indiana if Caitlin Clark's not playing. Like, not a chance. They're not going to shoot 34.5% again like that. So, look, tonight's a big game. They win this game. They're again, you're coming off of a win against Minnesota on the road. You should feel good. Now we get to find out if we're going to see the consistently inconsistent team that now shows up and lays a fucking egg on its home court. We'll see. But Caitlin Clark is out. She needs to be out, and they need to hold her out until she's good, until she can go 100%. Breakneck. Don't play around with the shit. Don't mess around with the health of the quad. The quad is still hurt too. You think the quad's healthy? Nah, not a chance. Not a chance. I wish they would just sit here and tell you she's out till at least next Wednesday. At least next Wednesday. But you got to keep her. You got to stop her from trying to constantly do too much too soon. I'm just glad they're at home on top of that because now you're not forcing this woman to travel to freaking unnecessary road games. You know, believe me, I want to watch Caitlin Clark play. Trust me, I really want to watch Caitlin Clark play. This is not fun basketball watching this team without her. She makes it exciting. She is what makes everything exciting. That's why we watch. We're here to watch her play. Now we stick around for the Fever because we want them to be good enough so that when she gets back, they're not a complete dumpster fire. That's the reality. 95% of us aren't Indiana Fever fans. We're Caitlin Clark fans. We know this. They had 4,000 people per game 2 years ago. 4,000. Remember what Detroit's people just said? Oh, we averaged. Man, Indiana's attendance was 4,000 people 2 years ago. But man, we gotta get to a point. You gotta get to a point where you have to use common sense. And I don't want to see Caitlin Clark on a practice court doing shit right now. I really don't. I don't. At the very least, you're talking July 9th. I'm gonna tell you right this. I stay on this. I'd keep her out to the break. To the break, or maybe the road games on the 15th and the 16th. That's another 10 days. I'm sorry, 12 days. And hope that you go 4-1 without her. I don't know. They could. They're gonna play Dallas. I think they'll beat Dallas again. They're a matchup issue for Dallas. It's crazy. It's kind of funny. Atlanta's gonna be a headache. Golden State obviously is gonna be a headache. They got the Sparks again on their home court. And of course the Aces tonight. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what they're gonna do, but She's out. She's not going to play. We're getting used to it, but I think they really need to worry about the future of this season rather than trying to rush it back for people because it's not helpful. It's not going to help your team this year. But that's all I got. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. This is Rudy's Rant. Her game, her way, women's basketball. Come on now.